So hi, one of the Good Noise Podcasts. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with,
I'm Gabe from Enterprise Earth.
and we're asking some questions today about their upcoming album, The Chosen. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to the announcement so far?
Thank you. And yeah, it's been great so far. Yeah, we put out 3 singles that, pretty different from one another, and the reception has been great so far. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
it's been awesome.
I was listening to it on my drive to work today, and also on the way back because it's such a long album, and it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a phenomenal record, honestly.
Thank you.
Front to
Thank you very much.
back, amazing. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Perfect. So, is there any meaning behind the album name or cover art?
So that, well, I mean, that's a question better for Dan because that was Dan's concept with the art and the name. But yeah, we kind of had this like stained glass idea for the art, and we just kind of just Dan and I just kept spitballing back and forth on like what we wanted, and we took it to Tony Cole, who just absolutely knocked it out, like our vision out of the park. We were as descriptive as we could be, and he just absolutely nailed it. So yeah, kudos to Tony for just doing a great job with the art.
Oh yeah, and
Perfect.
the album name.
Oh, the name, yeah, The Chosen. Again, that's something Dan can explain more eloquently than than I could probably stumble through right now.
Mhm.
So I will defer that to a later date. Not to not answer your question though, and not that I shouldn't know what that it's about. I vaguely know, but Dan would be able to elaborate much better than I ever could
All
on
right,
something
fair
like
enough.
that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So can you tell us a little about your writing process for this album?
Yeah, so the songs, most of the songs were written back in summer of 2019 actually. So a lot of this stuff has been written for a while, and
Mhm.
then the pandemic and life and everything just kept going back and pushing it back. It all worked out in the end though. We're very happy to release it at this time finally. But the writing process, it was like very organic and natural. We just said fuck it to the rule book and just threw it out the window and just wrote fun songs. So and I feel like that's, we kind of came up with a very eclectic and diverse batch of tunes here. But yeah, we just wanted to have fun and just write songs that we enjoyed hearing.
And I think
That's
that
pretty
those
much it.
delays played in your favor because now you're getting to release it. You were in the middle of a tour for the album cycle, and then the album will be out, and you'll be on a tour, so it's perfect.
Yeah, no, yeah, everything all ended up working out in the end.
Oh yeah.
For sure. So, I want you to tell us your favorite lyric off this record and the meaning behind it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
There's a lot actually. There's a lot of really memorable ones. The single we just put out, Legends Never Die, has like a lot of memorable ones. I feel like that's one of Dan's strongest ones lyrically on the whole record because that one it's very poetic. I think that's why I like that one a lot. It has this like poetic, like epic kind of feel, and I love that shit. So
Yeah.
honestly, just that whole song lyrically is probably that, and then the song Overpass as well has a lot of my favorite lyrical lines as well from the
All right.
album.
Perfect.
So what song on the album took longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
The longest one to write was either of the 8-minute songs, Overpass or The Chosen. Probably The Chosen. That one had like more parts and layers to it and stuff. Really exciting to write, just because there's just so much going on and so much that went into them. All 100% worth it. It was just I felt like I just gave birth to like 20 kids. Not that I know what childbirth is like,
Yeah.
but mentally, that's what I felt like after finishing those songs. And then what was part two of your question?
Your favorite song?
Oh, favorite song is probably Overpass or You Couldn't Save Me is also that one's really fun because we got to bring out like our thrash metal influences and like old school vibes for that one mixed with like modern down tune shit. But both of those songs are really fun. I like Overpass a lot because it literally has everything that we could cram into a song from like, ballady intro to bringing Matt from Kublai Khan on at the
Mhm.
end for like our heaviest breakdown,
Mhm.
in the album. So
Yeah.
So, as you said, that the longer songs actually were more mentally, they took a bigger toll on you mentally to write them. How did you keep motivation up writing those? Because you said they took very long to write. How did you keep that going?
it's just well, writing and producing them too.
Mhm.
I because I produced the record also as well, and just it was, I don't know, I was just in it. I fully submersed myself in this record. There was,
Mhm.
I was working hard, but it honestly, didn't feel like work because I was just in it. I was in that state of mind where I was just I was totally submerged in these songs for those past couple years, and particularly for 3 or 4 months whenever I was mixing and finishing the album up. So yeah, it was just a excuse me.
Nice.
It wasn't yeah, that's how I feel about it. A belch. So,
Yeah. Perfect.
All right.
Thank you. So how did the track list for this album come about? Did you guys write the opener to be the opener, closer be the closer, just kind of shuffle it around, listen through a couple of times? What was that process like?
Once we had like all the songs written and fleshed out, then we kind of decided, okay, this one's good for the opener, this one goes here, this one goes there. We didn't really have that in mind when we were writing them. It's just something that we rearranged them as we saw fit. And there's a couple like 2-parter songs in there as well. Those obviously had to go one next to another, but yeah, we tried to do it with a lot of intention too, because just because this album's so diverse, like hopefully it's a good album listening experience for those that like to listen to albums. It's I feel like the art and experience of listening to album has long been lost these days. Like I remember when I was younger, like me and my friends would just get high in my friend's basement and listen to albums all day, and it was like great. But people don't do that as much anymore. But if you're into that, hopefully it's something you can appreciate, because we organize the track listing to kind of have like a flow to it, so you're not hearing like the same song or same kind of song twice in a row. You get peaks and valleys all throughout there, and all that fun stuff.
So did you guys organize the track list for the most part before the album was even recorded? Like, was that at the end of the writing process?
I think we organized the track list after everything was pretty much done and written, and like once I started mixing and stuff like that and started getting like the final products, then we're like, okay, this should go here, this should go there, blah 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 blah. Yeah.
So where was your headspace at while you guys were writing this album?
It was just, it's like a hard question to answer. I guess I could give you a weird philosophical ambiguous answer. It's just like the headspace wasn't really like anywhere in particular. We, like I said, kind of like what I said earlier, we were just trying to have fun. We just wanted to write fun songs that we personally enjoy and that we feel would fit well under the Enterprise Earth name, and that's good for us and good for the band. So like we were in a fun headspace, if I had to answer that simply.
Okay, that's good. So how do you recommend your listeners to listen to this album for the first time? Should they play it in the car with friends in the dark with headphones on? Should they drive to work with it? What do you personally recommend?
Yeah, they should do all those things. I don't know, just listen to it in whatever way you like to enjoy it the most, and whatever you have the opportunity to listen to it at the time. Because it's like a long album, I feel like it's definitely a good one if you got like a long drive and can actually listen to the whole 68-minute thing that we made. That'd be great, if but yeah, just I don't know, just or you can honestly, like, I wouldn't even point someone to one track in particular either. I was just like, you can pick any of those tracks and go for it if you only have 5 minutes or something like that too.
Fair enough.
And if you don't mind me asking, how did you listen to this album for the first time?
I've listened to this album so many times that I don't even know when the first time was. So
that's fair.
Just of the course of writing and producing and mixing and all that stuff. I don't know. I listened to it in my car a bunch when I was just getting stuff ready. But yeah, I don't know. I've heard this album so many goddamn times. I don't even know.
All right,
sick of it?
Yeah, I'm not sick of it. That's a good sign. I've been sitting with we've been sitting with these songs for like a couple years now, and I'm still not sick of it. So that's a good sign, I guess.
There you go. Yeah, that's a great sign.
So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words, no more, no less.
3 words. Okay. Diverse, intense, fun.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
It's what's that an acronym? It's different. So there, double entendre.
Perfect. I like that.
Diff.
So is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this album to invoke in your listeners?
That's the cool thing about songs, is everyone can have a different interpretation to it. So I just hope that people connect to it in some way, shape, or form. It helps bring a positive experience to their life. There's no particular thing, emotion. I mean, yeah, there's obviously the specific things the songs are about and whatnot, but everyone connects to music differently and can interpret things different ways, which I think is pretty cool. So as long as they have a positive experience, that's all that matters to me.
All right. So what band or artist influence you can hear the most on this album, if any?
There's a lot. I tend to wear my influences on my sleeve. And if you like were like, hey, what were you influenced by this riff in this song? I could probably tell you.
Okay.
So, like there's it's seriously like all over the place though. It's like everything from, I don't know, like Decapitated to Tesseract to Alice in Chains to like it's seriously like all over the place. It's just whatever I was vibing at the time I wrote down.
Okay, fair enough.
Perfect. So what is your favorite memory that you made while creating this record?
Definitely the fact that everything was made in like my tiny home trailer studio that I'm currently sitting in right now. For those of you that don't know, I've been like doing the nomad thing for like 5 years now, and I've been like in my tiny trailer thing. It's like a cargo trailer that I just built out into a camper. But it's also my workspace and studio, and everything was done in here except for drums. We recorded those with Jason Sukoff in Florida, but everything was written, produced, and recorded except for drums in here and put together in here. So it was in different parts of the country too. Like we recorded vocals. Dan flew out. We recorded vocals in the desert in Sedona. I recorded guitars and bass in Colorado. It got mixed in San Diego. So it's like all over the place. And it was a cool experience just kind of just trotting around and, working while I was getting this thing done.
That's so cool.
That's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Thanks. Yeah.
If I asked that question to a lot of people, that's the coolest answer we've gotten.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right.
So picture this. You're on tour. You're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Ooh, at a gas station. So that means, well, all right, what gas station? Are we like a Wawa?
A
Is
Wawa.
It a Buc-ee's?
Yeah, let's do
Oh,
Wawa.
hell yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of the omelet bowls from Wawa and a donut. So those are usually my go-to at Wawa. It's usually an omelet bowl or a donut or an omelet bowl and a milkshake, something like that.
I didn't know they had omelet bowl. What? Okay, can you give me a definition? Like, what is that?
It's literally an omelet, but they serve it in a bowl. That's so. It's exactly what you think it is. It's an omelet, but they put it in like a bowl. And sometimes they're lazy and they don't close the omelet. They don't flip it over. So sometimes it's just like a circular egg with all your toppings that you chose in it. But it's exactly what you think it is.
Okay. And what donut would you get?
I like a good old fashioned plain glazed donut. I don't know what about it. I just really enjoy it. Just a regular old fashioned glazed donut.
All right.
Yeah. Right. So on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be?
We'd probably be like I don't know, like with this album, we'd probably be like a steak dinner. I don't know, something like that. Surf and turf.
Okay. All right. Do you have any reasoning behind that, or is it just what you're feeling right now?
Oh, I don't know. It's just that's my favorite meal, so that's just what I chose. I don't know.
There you go. Yeah.
It's probably surf and turf because it's the album's diverse and complex, and a surf and turf is fish and meat and whatever vegetables and starch that you chose.
Okay.
I don't know.
Perfect. Yeah, that works. That works.
So where do you see the band in the next 5 years?
Future tripping. I don't know. Hopefully just doing what we're doing, but on a bigger and bigger scale, and just having fun doing what we're doing. Hopefully making a decent living out of it. So that's all we can hope for.
All right.
Or maybe we'll be dead. I don't know.
Oh.
Well, the way the world's going, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. So for the last couple questions, we're actually going to shift away from music, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Awesome. So we're actually going to go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Surf and turf with a really nice glass of wine.
All right, that was
like a badass steak, a nice cut of salmon with green beans and garlic butter, mashed potatoes, and then just like a whole bottle of wine.
All right,
that's perfect.
Very good.
That's perfect.
So if you could live in one fiction world for a week, where would you live?
Definitely in the Tolkien universe, somewhere in Lord of the Rings. So yeah, probably in the Third Age. Maybe probably the First Age. I don't know how many Tolkien nerds are out there, but the First Age was pretty badass. So there was a lot of shit that happened, that hasn't been put into a movie yet, and that they won't put into a movie because of legal reasons. But yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question.
Okay.
What is your favorite color?
Purple.
Specific shade of purple?
Like a deeper purple, I guess. Not a light, not a violet, or like not a light purple, but like a darker, deep purple.
All right.
Okay.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I could respect that.
So as Gloria said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
The Chosen, January 14th. Go listen to it. Go illegally download it. Go throw it out. I don't care. Just have a good time. So.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Well, thank you for now. This has been Gabe from Enterprise Earth, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.